Hello, welcome to today's class. Here we have this challenge before us here, but here we have two questions before us here. We have the square root of x times the square root of x equal to 3 versus the square root of x under it times the square root of x equal to 3. So in this challenge, we want to see which of these two expressions will give us a higher numerical value. All right, so let's take our solution from in here. So we have our solution. So remember, we have to solve for the value of x in the first question and also solve for the value of x in the second question and compare which is greater. Okay, all right, so we're taking the first one. So question number one, we have our square root of x times the square root of x equal to our 3 in here. Okay, now we can either apply the law of surd to solving this, or we rewrite this radical. Either way, we're going to get the same answer. Okay, now for the sake of the second version of this question, we want to rewrite the radical. And so rewriting this radical, we're going to have this to be our x to the power of 1 all over 2 times our x to the power of 1 all over 2, everything equal to 3. There's no confusion here, right? Good. So what's the next we do here? We discover that the base quantities are the same and also the exponents are the same. So we're going to make use of a simple law in indices which says that whenever you have your a to the power of m times another a to the power of a different exponent. Say this is equal to your a to the power of m plus n. In other words, we have to add the exponent so long the base quantities are the same and we have a multiplication sign. And so we're going to apply that to this. And so this is going to give us our x to the power of 1 all over 2 plus our 1 all over 2, everything equal to our 3, right? Good. So if we add up these two quantities at the exponent, let's put this in bracket for a better representation. So we're going to have our x all raised to the power of our 2 all over 2, everything equal to 3. And so 2 here, 1, 2 here, 1. And so we're going to have, therefore, our x is equal to 3. This is the value of x that satisfies the original equation. So remember, we are doing a comparison here. We've gotten the first value of x here now. So how do we get the second value for the second equation before we do our comparison? So let's take our number 2. So we have our question 2. Let's take our question 2. And our question 2 is the square root of our x into the square root of x, everything equal to our 3. You discover that the representation are different. Look at this and look at the first one. They are different, right? Good. Now we're going to also use the first approach whereby we're going to rewrite this radical, but this time around we're going to start from the inner one. Okay, so let's rewrite this radical inside. So we're going to have our square root of our x times, here we have this x here and this radical, and so we're going to have our x raised to the power of 1 all over 2 equal to our 3. Here we now have a multiplication sign, and here is raised to the power of 1. If we apply the same law of indices here, then we're going to have this to be the square root of our x to the power of 1 plus our 1 all over 2. This is equal to our 3. So if we add up this is going to give us our square root of our x all raised to the power of 3 all over 2. This is equal to our 3. Easy. Now we have to rewrite this radical again. So rewriting this radical is going to give us our square root, sorry, x rather, raised to the power of 3 all over 2, or further raised to the power of 1 all over 2 equal to our 3. But again, we apply the law of indices, which says that whenever you have a quantity of this kind or an expression of this kind, your a to the power of m times n, that this is equal to your a to the power of your m, or in bracket raised to n. So with this, we just have to multiply this exponent by this exponent. And when we do that, we're going to have our x raised to the power of 3 all over 4 equal to our 3. Remember, we are looking for x here. And so what we do, we raise both powers to 4 all over 3. And so this is going to give us our x to the power of 3 all over 4, or raised to the power of 4 all over 3. We equally raise this to 3 to the power of our 4 all over 3. Good. So we apply this same law of indices again to this part of the equation. And so we discover that this, we go with this, 4, we go with 4 here. So we are now left with our x will now be equal to our 3 to the power of 4 all over 3. Now, if you go ahead to impute this in your calculator, okay, then you're going to have a numerical value which is equivalent or equal to our 4.32674 dash. So this is the final answer for our x, or for the second equation. But now remember, look at the first one we solved, and we are trying to draw a comparison between this expression and this expression. So between this and this, which is greater? From our answer so far, you discover that our 4.32674 blah 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 is greater than our 3. And so we conclude by saying that this is greater. Or let's write it here so that we get it clearer. So we can now call here and say that our root x times root x equal to 3 is less than the square root of our x root x. Or better still, you can equally express it in this format, like equal to 3 also here. So you can equally say here that the square root of our x into the square root of x equal to 3 is greater than the square root of x times the square root of x equal to 3. So this is how you compare equations of this kind. But again, we are going to take a take-home assignment to what we just solved so far now. Then what if you are given this question? Although this just is not a comparison, but solve this and drop your answer in the comment section. You are given something like this. We have the square root of x times the square root of x times the square root of x times the square root of x, everything equal to, let's take this to be 15. All right. So how do you solve for the value of x? We are asked to look for x in here. So how do you solve for the value of x? Solve yours and drop the answer to your x in the comment section. I'm going to meet you up in the comment section to know if the answer you got is correct or not, and we'll solve it together, maybe in the next class. But just drop your answer first. Thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. We love you, and we keep loving you to the end of time. Remember, this is Online Maths TV. If you've not subscribed, subscribe to our channel, because we release math video all the time for your learning, for fun too also. Thank you. Bye. Until we see you in our next class, keep winning.